YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's Battle Review. Just to let you know, I've actually woken up very late today though, so yes, I'm very sorry for the fact that I've actually woken up a bit late though, at around, well, let's just say 8:15, because I initially thought it was pretty much 7 o'clock though, but no, I actually overslept just a bit, only for just 1 hour. But anyways, we're going to be taking a look at some more Chinese New Year themed products, of course. And we've also got one product that isn't Chinese New Year related though. So let me just go ahead and grab the webcam. I just hope the webcam works though. And put it right down there. Okay, so I wonder which one I should actually take a look at first. Alright, so I'm just gonna move that chair here, of course. And I don't know what to do now, but okay, let me see. It's this one here. I might go for this one here first. That one is the first cap of the rank, and it's called the Buildable Origami Chinese New Year 2022 Year of the Tiger. What's it called? It's a Macanese or Macau water dragon, water taxi buildable dragon boat 5-pack. That's quite nice, and it costs about £8.99. If I can show you the price very clearly. And there's the back of the packaging, which looks like that. There you go. It's a very nice, authentically Asian styled looking boat, as you can tell, with those details like that. You get like the flag design like that. And in fact, it's basically, there you go, there's the price here, £8.99. Or should I quit? £9. Let me just go ahead and unpack this baby up and see what it looks like. And strangely enough, it does look like, well, a Viking boat though, but also, there's actually a boat in, I can't remember, what's the other country I can think of, in Asia? The UAE, I think, in the United Arab Emirates, like, you know, that big city called Dubai there, they've got like a water taxi called the Abu Water Taxi, and they've actually got the shape of a dragon boat. You know, it's like a motorboat of some sort. And there's the dragon head. Come on, I'm going to fit that in, of course, eh? And the dragon head is a bit of a loose fit, which is quite strange. But there you go, there's some weird Chinese character writing here as well. That probably means Macau water dragon. As you see there, guys, eh? It looks pretty nice. I mean, the question is, do you see? Okay, I just stopped asking that question many times because I'm just thinking that maybe the one question is, do you see that? Alright there, guys, without sounding quite daft here, of course I might as well change the, the shape on the horns, or the antlers of the dragon, of course, just to give it a bit more dynamic going on here, eh? And hopefully this model isn't broken as well, because I'm just thinking that, you know, I do know that there's a bit of a rip on the model here, so maybe I need to come in and, you know, I just want the model to be buildable though, but I just don't want the boat to be falling apart in my hands, and just, you know, make it like a separate component, of course. And we've also got, is it the cab of the boat? And I'm just going to set this baby up though. There you go, there's some authentic looking, how'd you say it, Chinese sort of, how'd you say it, designs, which look quite nice. Kind of looks pretty interesting, I think. Reminds me of those Chinese junk boats that you see in, you know, whenever you go to Hong Kong or any other part of China, and you see these boats, you know, sort of sailing around with those beautiful red ferns and whatnot. Let me just go ahead and fit this in. And there you go. That's what it looks like. That's the cab. It's got those beautiful windows. I presume that row of windows in the middle is probably the door. And if I fit in this flag here, there you go. Gives it a nice Asian style roof detailing there, eh? It's not really like a, you know, a freaking pagoda. And there you go. There's what looks like to be a very nice piece of flag printing. Very cool looking tile printing, of course. So I've got a bit of skin that is about to heal. the moment there, of course. So I just can't pick my skin, because, you know, if I was picking my skin, it would be pretty painful. But let me just fit in the cap onto the sampan boat, and if I grab this dragon boat head and attach it to here, let's see how it looks like. Oh yes, okay, that looks pretty nice. I mean, yes, the dragon head's quite loose, which is probably a big problem for me though, but nevertheless, it looks quite nice. One thing about the dragon head, which I think is totally missing, is probably they could have done something with the head there, like adding a mouth detailing. It would have been so nice if there was a mouth implemented onto this toy. Basically, I can keep on checking that there's so many different toys which have been detailed in a very, how do you say, less likely sort of manner. And here it is, there's the back. Does kind of look like a, I would just say a motorboat by those two propellers at the back. Pretty man-made, I believe. I don't know about you, but it's probably one of the least Chinese New Year themed items, in my opinion, in this toy range of Chinese New Year, of course. And actually, speaking of China, we're literally at the very end of the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics, so hopefully the closing ceremony pretty much is coming along the way. I don't know what time it will be though, but I believe China is about, 7 or 8 hours away in terms of timing. And yes, that's all I can pretty much say. Anyways, off you go. It's actually going to be quite a complex toy review, next up, moving on along, let me just take a look at this one here. This one's a bit of a no-brainer in a sense though, because this one here is a Flip Up Origami Chinese New Year 2022. Year of the Tiger. Oh, it's a Malaysian Tiger Jungle Pair at Durian Store Sale 12-pack. And what's very strange about this toy is that it sells for £20. Now, this is really expensive. And if I show you the back of the packaging, which looks like that. Oh, there you go. There's a... Oh, wow. Looks like that tiger's being sneaky dang, because he's pretty much selling durian to annoy that other tiger there. But what they're actually doing is pretty much working hard. And there you go, that tiger's pretty much is, oh my goodness me. It's quite funny though, seeing that tiger with a Chinese hat. In fact, a couple of tigers in the Chinese, with a Chinese hat on the top of their heads though. This one there looks like it's been caught up by the high pungence and the smell and the odour of the durian. There you go. That's what they look like. There you go, they are the durians. Okay, you can see there's a bit of Malaysian or Indonesian, but there's also Chinese involved in the middle here as well. And let me just go ahead and unpack this. It's been very amazing just to mash it with something together though, because, well, tigers are pretty much the national animal of Malaysia. I should also pinpoint in this one here as well, there's actually a lot of Chinese people living in Malaysia as well. That's one thing I've actually said, whenever I think of China. There we go, there's one of the components, which look like that. Okay, so let me just show you the table here first. Obviously it's got like a white bottom here, of course. And this table here does have some translations, as you can see with the yellow there, with Chinese on it as well. This one there is pretty much, I'm not sure how bad it comes from camera there, but as you can see, yes, you can just see there's a bit of, I'm pretty sure that looks like either Malay or Indonesian. And there you go. Durian Siga Unduk. Dijual. Does anyone know how to read? Yes, was it Dijual? Dijual. I don't know how you read this. Don't know how you speak Indonesian, of course, or Malay. Please tell me if I'm saying it wrong, though, guys. I just hate to pretty much, upset the whole apple cart of different languages from around the world. And yes, we've got the same information here with the Chinese thing on the front, highlighted in yellow. But look at the translation here. Here it is. It says fresh durian for sale. And here we are. There are the durians, which in a sense they look quite strange. There you go. There's the bottom here as well. They're meant to be quite spiky looking tropical fruits, very, very spiky. Not only that, but their smell is just so pungent. I mean, oh man, I would love to have a toy that smells just like the durian. You know, the world's smelliest looking fruit. It's quite funny, if it was a durian though, it would be completely freaky just to think, wow, that would probably be a very strange moment of having a durian, I think. But there you go. Yes, to me they look more like a lettuce or a cabbage than a durian whenever I'm handling it that way, but nevertheless, that's just what I'm actually thinking of, because, you know, durians come in this sort of greenish, brownish colour though, maybe like an olive green or brown colour. But I have seen durians in, you know, in a greenish colour. I kind of think, you know, that looks pretty nice. And yes, I did give them the, you know, the scaly looking appearance of a durian though, because, well, obviously, you know, I just wanted them to look like they've got spikes on them, which is pretty much, you know, very, well, obvious in a sense, very simple actually. And the durians that I'm handling though, they've actually got a couple of different shades. You've got like bright green, light green, and there's also a mixture between both. And there's also one which looks like, you know, lime. Like, you know, it's like a mixture of lime and, you know, possibly a bit of yellow, but once again, as I'm pretty much keeping into the contrast of green, that's what durians are like. Durians are meant to be green or brown. Okay? And we've also got a warning sign here, which, in a sense, I don't know how I'm going to read this in Chinese. If anyone can speak Chinese, please let me know, though. But this one is very simple for me, because I know my Indonesian or Malay. It says, Awas, Bao Durian, Yang Kwat, Telebat. I'm not sure if I'm saying it pretty right or wrong, though, It's pretty much a warning sign to talk about the, you know, the stench and the smell of the durians and stuff. And they are quite spiky for fruit though, so that makes them very hard to cut up with a knife. So you might as well need to pretty much find something to cut. I don't know, I suppose, like maybe like an axe or saw. And yeah, they are very hard durians, of course, to eat. And actually, whenever I think about this as a piece of scenery though, this is actually something that you would often see in the sort of, you know, there's actually something about, whenever I go into Malaysia, whenever we drive around, normally on the side of the road, we often come across people selling durians, like a durian store. And they call it Musang King though, for some reason though, there you go, there's one of the tigers, wearing a Chinese hat. There you go, pretty much the same. And in fact, the tigers, they look very similar to what we did back then in the other videos and stuff. They look very similar to previous models. I believe this was made back in early February, I think, so this product took quite a while to be, you know, completed. And, yes. Let me just see how it stands. Oh, bless me, I've just sneezed again. But luckily enough, I didn't make the durians falling over again. Yes, unfortunately, that tiger doesn't look like it's standing very nicely though. But all I can do is just make it look like if it was, yeah. I can do it just like that, And we'll get the male one as well. Yeah, the way that the tiger stands, it's not as great as I thought of if I was trying to make them look like if they were selling stuff. You know, trying to be anthropomorphic, but sadly, they have failed. Well, maybe they haven't failed though, but at least they're just, you know, working together. If I flip it to the other side without making my webcam, I just say being disconnected or lose audio and whatnot. There you go. That's what it looks like. Sorry I can't show you in a very neat way, but there you go. That's all I can do. Yeah. Oh my goodness me, the tiger has pretty much attacked the whole durian store. Wow. That wasn't very awesome, that was pretty awful. What a joke, Anyways, let me just put this one away here. And let's move on to something a little bit more normal here, and we'll go ahead and take a look at this one here. It is a pre-breeding Brownheaded Girl Swimming Trio and Competitive Fishing Frenzy 5-pack. It's a regular flip up origami toy, and it only costs about £7. Yes, and ooh, just brought back a fish that used to be around. I think I used to remember covering. I think that's an Indian threadfish. Yes, it's an Indian threadfish. I was gonna say Indian threadfin, but I remember talking about this fish during Christmas. But luckily enough, here we go. Let me just go ahead and unpack this. And also the eye detailing on those seagulls, the brown-headed ones, it's pretty more realistic than what I actually thought, making them more like actual brown-headed gulls than the black-headed gulls. And by the eyes and stuff. And I've actually realised that black-headed gulls actually have a darker chocolate brown head than those ones here in, you know, China or India, like the ones that breed in the Himalayas, like, you know, the brown-headed gulls. That's what I was talking about, eh? And there you go, they've got like this beautiful looking, red-looking beak, with those beautiful eyes. They've also got the wings, of course. And they do winter in Southeast Asia as well. And there you go, there's the name here. Brown-headed Girl. I can tell you what, these guys are pretty amazing actually. And here's another one as well, which looks like that. Same face, same wing detailing, of course. But most importantly though, is probably the eyes, and also the hood is also a little lighter, scientific-wise. I've got a funny feeling that this species here actually has a lighter shade of brown compared to the black-headed gull. You know, I'm thinking of dark chocolate brown for the black-headed gull, whereas these guys here, they've got a lighter shade of brown. Pretty amazing, and I'm actually suffering from a cold. I'm sorry about that one, guys, eh? But anyways, I also got this little tiny, you know, sardine. When have I seen this fish before, though? It looks very Pokemon-ish. And speaking of Pokemon, I will take a look at something later on, though, that does look like a Pokemon. But yes, that looks pretty nice. And we've also got this Indian threadfish. Looks a bit like a bully, doesn't it, though, eh? Oh, yes! Oh, my goodness me. Oh, God, I've actually just let this fish just, you know, attack the 3 seagulls, and that was very naughty of that fish. What a bad Indian threadfin. Or should I say Indian threadfish? Now, is it Indian threadfin? Indian threadfish? Threadfin? Threadfish? I don't know. Please tell me. But let's move on into something that I think would pretty much sum the whole video up. And I think last, but by no means least, is an electric dragon. Look at that! It's a Chinese dragon, which is pretty much in... Wow, that looks... I don't know what to say here. It's pretty much a very bright looking yellow dragon. It's a Chinese dragon, and it's got like orange on the front of its nose. It's got blue whiskers. It's got a blue on the side here as well. At least you thought I was going to say the word black, with a hint of green, because I was, you know, working so hard. And you've also got like, is that orange on the top, or is it peach? I don't know. In fact, that could be peach on the front via its nose. And it's also got like the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen on a dragon, eh? And yes, since this dragon's male, okay, it does make sense. And what's also quite funny is that although it's got like ears, are those ears or are those horns? I don't know. Because I know dragons are meant to be reptiles, not mammalian creatures, even though they're said to have ears and stuff. Do reptiles have ears? I don't know. And I've also got like a very weird sort of facial detailing. I think they're trying to key into a Pikachu sort of cheek pouch, how would you say it, reference, I think. Which looks kind of nice, eh? And I thought, there you go, I can pretty much let the dragon zoom out for a bit, alright. There you go, there's the back of the tail here as well. You can just sway it back and make it like a whipping action on its tail. There you go, it looks pretty cool. There you go, there's some hints of green as well, which in a sense is quite weird. And yes, it is clearly an electric dragon, because I often think about this colour, yellow, as being stereotypically, you know, in Pokemon. You know, in Pokemon, yellow is pretty much a stereotypical colour for electric-type Pokemon. And what's also quite interesting about this dragon is that the face, whenever I look at this dragon, it's got like teeth at the front. So that's pretty much the first one, of course. Normally I'm keeping it to a very child-friendly level though, because I don't want to keep the dragons to be quite as scary, as obvious as per usual, eh? But there you go. I just make them a lot more friendlier, of course. And yes, I have to say, those toys, they look super awesome. There's the back of the dragon's tail. Yes, that looks pretty amazing. And actually look, the crest detailing, or is it hairdo on the top, which looks like that. Mind you, I have to say, it's pretty amazing seeing that, alright? But anyways, I think that's about it, alright? And what's also quite strange is that on the back there's actually a little tiny piece at the back there, because when I was working on this dragon, unfortunately, the dragon just grew shorter. It just shrunk and became a bit shorter, and that's why it took some time for the dragon to get fixed. But anyways, I think that's about it in this whole flip-out video on YouTube. So anyways, please give this video a good like, subscribe for more flip-out tour reviews in the future, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.